All right, there we go. Now we're here. Yay. How is everybody? This is Kathleen from Crafting Time. Wow, I look like I'm 1,000 miles away. Hold on. Yeah, move a few things too. There we go. Have some elbow space. All right, let's tip you down. Let me pull you forward a little bit. That better? All right. So, I had some people ask about some Easter ideas for the Jingle Blocks or Tumbling Blocks. I usually buy the 76, or no, 76? 73 Tumbling Blocks, and they're about 2 inches big, like so. If you don't know what those are, you get them at the Dollar Tree. Mine actually had some. I was so shocked. So I decided to do this instead of the sale tonight because the sale, hello, hi everybody. This I was going to do a sale tonight, and then I found out that we were going to get approximately 20 inches of snow in the next 2 to 3 days, and so I worked on Facebook all day. Good old Facebook and me, I tell ya, we did not accomplish lots. Like to me, I think I accomplished nothing, but they told me we got a lot done. Their lot and my lot are two different lots. I just want to say. So, but thank you everyone for coming on and thank you for sprinkling already. We are going to do 3 crafts. I believe they will be all pretty simple. I am going to use my hot glue. I don't know what that was. It ain't no more. It was on my glue gun. And we are going to, I'm going to use hot glue. But if I was to make it in my school or my classrooms, I would use the extreme glue unless your kids know how to use hot glue. Hot glue doesn't always work on Jingle Blocks that well. Extreme glue does work okay. Your tacky glue, which I'm just about out of, works very nice. And let's see, I got the real thick tacky glue as well. And you can also use wood glue. All all the glues will do the job. And if it doesn't, I'll be surprised. But you could also use wet paper. It's harder, but you put wet paper here, and then you put them together and you wait a day. Does not always work. So we're going to use. This doesn't come with a cover. It just happened to be holding my cover. Also, I'm going to use this cross. However, I'm just using it as a template because I really want my blocks to be on their own. So I'm just using it as a template. I'm hoping it doesn't stick. Wonder if I have, do I have, I could, oh, no, let's, I thought I had a piece of sheet plastic here, but maybe I don't. I guess I don't. Skip that whole thought. Now, I'm not going to use that part of it. I'm going to try to get this off. Maybe. Okay, I guess I can't get that off. Is this my new one? No. try it. And you can just use your cross. It just makes it a little heavier. This is a Dollar Tree cross. I am going to leave the number on it because I'm going to need that for later. And what I like to do is I take my blocks and I kind of like lay out what I'm going to do. All right. Now I kind of know I already kind of pre-did it, but I want to show you how I did it. So I took my blocks and I kind of matched them up to be like these are all have stripes on of some sort. I don't know if you can see that very well. Let me turn my other line on. This one is so, I don't know how to get that one bigger yet. I have to run to my son's, oh, sorry, and figure out what all that, how to work that to make this picture bigger. Of course, a double hit. There we go. Sorry, I'm not quite ready as I thought I was. Switch. There we go. And I lost me. All right, so I can see my picture better. Now I can see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. So I got my 3 blocks, and as you can see, they got the lines on them. It's nice and clear. My next set of blocks don't have as many lines, and I'm going to see if I can actually find a blonde that is less than that. There we go. One side's going to have some, the other side's not. Here's one side, it has just a few lines. So that one's going to go the other direction. So this one's flat, up, flat, up. Yeah. So this one's going to go this way. This one's going to go right on top, like so. Now we got to glue those together. So let's get started. Let's see if I'm actually just going to use my hot glue. Where's my cap? We'll try that. So we don't want to be all night. Now, if your blocks don't like to stay together, you just simply kind of rough it up. Just rough it up and just add a little glue. That was quite a bit of glue. My glue is not hot. And push them together. You all, I think, have done this at some kind. My glue is not hot, so they're not going to stick. So I'm going to peel this off. Easier said than done. Goodness sakes. Wasn't hot, so it's not going to stick. It really has to be hot. Let's see. Very thin coat and put the two together. Now I'm going to use this just to, guide me up my line. Again, a very thin coat. If you use a glob, it's not going to stick. Let it set up. Now I'm going to do the next 3. Now this time you're going to be gluing here and the bottom. So I'm going to suggest that you do the bottom first. And bring it right to that end. Now this time you're doing the middle. You're going to do your side and the bottom. and just slide it right in and hold it. Press down and hold. Again, very lightly on your glue. Cynthia make it in today? Not yet. Jackie's here. Wonderful. Open. What's that? Use heat when it won't open. Yeah. Let's see, now that one's not staying stuck. So I'm just cutting a little more and I'm going to push it. Glues don't like to work. And then in my home, I have my heat. We have one heater, of course we have one furnace, right? And in my basement, we have just this one room, and then we have a tiny little laundry room and bathroom on the other side of this wall. And my furnace thing is right there. It's the only spot that this place has heat. Last year I didn't have any heat. It was cold down here. I appreciate it this year. Now for purposes of tonight, I'm using hot glue. But if I was to do this as a home or church activity or something like that, I would use the tacky glue or the other glue. But I know you don't want to be on all night. Okay, so now we're going to turn them, and we're going to, again, I'm using the stripes. And we're going to stack them, glue them together, and then glue them onto here. So a very light coat, glue them together. Make sure you keep them even. The best you can. And I'm using my board to press it on. Guys, I have this one hair that's like right in my face. It's not acceptable. That one just popped off because I bumped it. So once I get them all together, I will take my wood glue and I'm going to go on my wood, just finger in wood glue in these little spaces that have that's not keeping the glue. Looking good. Now I'm going straight up. So now I'm doing the middle, and they're going to be blonde. And again, we're turning them from this way to this way. And they're going to go right here. And we're doing it just like we did this one here. First, we're adding a little glue here. Trying to line it up to keep it straight. A little here. I'm not using a lot of glue because I'm going to be using the wood glue next. Of course, it's going to sit overnight. Always. All my stuff sits today before I go on do a lot of little extras. Just slide that in. Make sure it's not sticking to my board because I want to use that craft for someone else. But I know I have several Sunday school teachers and homeschooling people on my channel here, so I want to make sure I get these crafts out to you in time. Alright, so those are the plain ones. Now I'm going back to my stripes. Here are my, whoops, there go my stripes. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you. Oh, goodness. All right. I think my face just turned red. I can see it. Anyway, it's going to get glued on here. So you're doing the side. You're alternating. And then you're sliding that in. And just press gently. Don't over press. You want that glue to naturally stick the best you can. And that's for all glues. So you could glue it right to your cross. I'm going to keep it down because I don't think you guys can really see. You don't need to see my face. Okay. You could glue it right down to this cross. It would be just fine. Now this one's in the middle is going up, so these ones are going to go sideways. Now you could have them all go the same direction. Nothing wrong with that. But I like a little style, and it gives kids like they feel like they're creating something when they're turning it this way and that way and this way and that way. So that's my reasoning of doing that. And again, this is very, movable. It will be more movable once I get the other glue on. Right now I call this is just temporary. It's just holding it. Let's see. I pulled it. Now look what I did. We have 3 more over on this side. Again, these are stripes. Do yours any which way. Nobody's gonna scream at you. No one's gonna holler at you, anything like that. If they do, you send them my direction. I'll take care of that. I had one person that actually did that to me. She had a real problem person, and he didn't understand anything about our crafting business. Like, not that I expected anybody to know anything. That's not my point. But he didn't understand. Um, how can I say this? He's never crafted anything, so he thought it was like really a waste of time. So I had him sit with me and do a craft. I taught him to craft. You know what? He's still crafting today. But he was mean to her. They may not have had a great start. Okay, so here I have my cross. It's right here. Now, with the hot glue, it's temporary. It only holds for a little bit. It's not the best of glue for blocks. And it loves to come unglued. So what I do next is I figure out what side I want to do. Loose here. And that's how fast hot glue does not stick. So I use the wood glue now. Now this should open. hasn't been that long since I opened this one. And I like to use a brush to dip. You can use whatever you like. I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. And then I just go in and I put a thin coat on each of my lines, pushing it right into those little grooves. You can do it whatever way you want. I push it right in. Now this is going to be the back side, so it's not going to matter. You can even use plaster, guys, or what's that called? Not plaster. What's the other one? Spackling. But I didn't want a green one. And I push this right into those cracks. Got to trust some hot glue a little bit. Not very much, but my wood glue is a little bit on the dry side. I like it a little bit wetter than this. I'm pushing it right into that crack just like I would spackle something. I have to add some water to that. And that's not balancing well. Well, this is what I do. Now you guys can, if you don't want to do this part of it, that's all right. I recommend it. And you could actually paint the whole thing, especially if you use like the clear glue, tacky glue, super strong tacky glue. I'm just pushing it right in like all those glues will work. And then of course you're going to let it sit overnight and dry. And then tomorrow you could sand this off and stain it all. And you can do both sides if you want. Little wood filler, I call it. Jingle blocks and tumbling blocks all have a little bit of, I'm just making sure I have like every little crevice filled. Especially right around that part that we have that they come together on the side. So I make sure like that whole square is covered. Just like so. It's beautiful. I'm going to put a little more down here. That one got a little crooked, but that's okay. We'll just keep that there. I'm just going to slide this right back underneath, like so. We're just going to let it dry. Tomorrow will be all solid. But it looks like so. It's going to look very nice. The other side will be, try that. This one spot does not want to stick. For whatever reason. It's the Jingle Blocks. Jingle Blocks have a special coating or something, I swear. Really, I do. That they have that. Now I'm just going to set this aside. Let that dry all by itself. nice and solid base, so we're good to go. Surprised I didn't sneeze with that. I better not talk too quick. All right, now we're going to do the Easter egg. Now the Easter egg to me is very simple to do. Um, you're getting 3 crafts here, guys. Same blocks, right? Well, same package of blocks. Over for we have a little room. I start at the top to be close to you. And I kind of lay them out. And I'll give you a clue. If you put 4 blocks down, like so, the long way, then put 3. On both sides of the 4. Right? See that? Let me slide it down. I don't know if you can see. Now we're going to exchange some of these blocks around. I kind of like to stay uniform. Let's do stripes here. That's a different kind of stripe. Oops. Now this is abstract style look. Then I do 2 planes, or as close to plain as I can get. These tumbling blocks, they have characters on them. Not everyone is plain. See the Easter egg kind of forming? And then you do the 1. Now if you want a wider Easter egg, then you would, add in another row. So we have 4 here. So we'll add 4 there. Let's see if I have enough to make them a little wider. Plain one. It's a little bit plainer. Flip it over. I have glitter on my desk part here. And then you would put a row of 5 in the center if you want to go that big. But I think we're just going to do 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 3, 4, or 3, 2, 1 on the other side. So we'll put that together. That's all the bigger egg I want. Now we're going to glue that together. Make that a little. You're going to have to adjust it, and you're going to have to move it around to make it be the style you want. Now after you glue it, you might want to, and I am going to do this tonight, just to show you some varieties. I'll Mod Podge a napkin over the end. So I'm simply going to start gluing, and I'm going to start in the center. We're going to glue these 4 together. End to end. And you could use hot glue, or definitely you can use hot glue. I'm using it. My hot glue is just getting hot. Dark one. Yeah, the dark. Try that again. I work on silicone mats, so they're if they stick, I can peel it off later. Make sure that they're stuck. All right. Now this one is going to be a little bit lower. So you go kind of like halfway of this one and halfway on the second one. And you'll put this one here and this one on that side and press them together. Again, very lightly on the glue. The area that you want it to be like really perfect. Again, the top and the side. You press them together. And if they're not right, they won't stick. Stick. I have a little bit of, or actually a fairly big gap in this one to this one. This one is narrow compared to that one. Kind of interesting. We're just going with it. We'll fill it with some wood glue. The hot glue only keeps them together for a few minutes. You start in the center and then you go outward. So now we're on, we did the row 4, row 3, now we're doing the 2 rows. Again, you're going right in between what was here, you go halfway, and that's where you start. And the line right here in the center will be up where your block should be. So you kind of have a built-in line. These stripes. I'm kind of being picky. A little bit picky. Maybe a lot of picky. That one looks like it's stained. Like something. Okay. There, got it. Okay. Same thing. These are very simple crafts. Oops, probably shouldn't do that one yet. If you're a little off, it's just the way it is. Our next one that we're going to make is going to be the tomb. I am off here. It's going to have to be okay. I'm going to glue this one on. And these are going to go on here. Again, right, aim for your middle. And that one didn't go. So we have a nice little Easter egg. We're just going to glue that right back in. That's where that break is in the middle there. Figured that would happen. To let that settle in. Add a little hot glue in that. so I don't want to stick. Just taking off my hot glue lips. Super cute, right? Now I told you I was going to use a napkin on this. But first, I'm going to use this extreme. Open. This time I'm going to rub this on instead of the wood glue. Just showing you other ways you can do it if you don't want to use wood glue. Not everybody has wood glue at home. Now we'll rub this in just a minute. I'm doing every crack for sure, especially that hole. This glue is so thick. Okay. Just, like we did the other one, but this time I'm going to just kind of like go right over it. Just to be pretty. A little more over here. And I'm just going to use the napkin I have at my table. It's not always the one I want. Just telling you. I should have applied it first. My glue better not dry. I'm running behind. Use another one it looks like. I'm doing it down to one ply. Taking just one finger of water. Maybe you have to do a little more. I'm getting this moist. I'll have to throw that bottle out anyway. Just use it for my water bottle. You see what I'm doing? I'm just getting it a little bit moist. Kind of letting the glue soak into the water. The water soak into the glue. Take your pick, whichever way you like to think. And as you can see, I am smearing that glue around. Totally up to you, friends. If you want to do it this way, you can do it your own way. I am not offended. And then, of course, you're just going to take your napkin. You're going to lay it on. Now, I didn't iron my napkin, so it does have a fold in it. And I have flowers one way and flowers the other, and chicks going one way and chicks going the other. Ain't that cute? And then, like you would Mod Podge, I'm kind of pulling it for it kind of goes. I missed all those little chickies. I don't do the edges, guys. I peel it off with water. Just kind of let it sit. Let it sit for a little bit. It's really cute. While this is sitting and drying, let's move this one pretty stable already. Nice. I gotta move this one. I have to slide this one over. All right, let's start on the third one. Now this is going to be the tomb. This is how I make it. You can make it the way you want. I'm not offended. And I burnt my fingers, so just a second. The hot glue finally gets hot, and then I burn myself. It's on in a second. Now my hot glue won't stick. Crap. What I use on my when I burn myself, guys, I burned it just a little bit. I use Melagel from Melaleuca. It's a lifesaver. So now you're going to take your glues. You can use hot glue, wood glue. Let's see, let's use wood glue. It's getting all dried out anyway. Let's see. And we're going to glue them together. Wipe off the glue. You're going to need a wipe to do it like this, but you're building a platform here. We're going to make a rock. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We usually do 7 across. And it doesn't matter on this one if you have stripes or whatever you have. It's not going to matter. Because we're going to paint it gray. How many do I have there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to just kind of cross each of my little spaces here, just like so. Now it's not really sticking yet. Just want you to FYI, I'm going to add a little hot glue now. I did a good job. I can't even see it. And I'm just peeling off what's not going to stick. Shows you how it works on some and not on others. I'm in my holes before I go up. All right. Now you could build a wall going up this way and build up as you go, but I do that last because you don't know really how high you're going to go. So I start building it out like I'm making a mound, okay? So I'm going in just a little bit. And I do them flat. I had to grab another box. I'm going to use a little wood or hot glue. I don't know what that was. Now this one again, I'm building a rock, so I'm kind of building it up. So you should maybe follow your rock on each side. I'll come back to our messages. Hi, Cynthia. Thanks for these ideas. You're welcome. Again, I'm doing just like 3/4 on the wood and building it inward. as you see. That one needs a little more glue here. Tomorrow this will be all so stuck together that we won't even have to worry. Not that I'd ever worry about a black. But as you can see, I am going in just a little bit on each side. We're going to meet up at the top. And my hot glue needs a little hot. My hot glue needs some hot glue, guys. Cynthia, I hope these work for you in your classroom. You had some wonderful kids last year when I got to meet them, so I hope you have good kids this year as well. You had a lovely group of kids, friends. Now, as you know, some rocks they're not just perfectly formed, but if we're doing it with kids, it's easier to do it uniform. But you can make it come back out and then go back up and around. That's totally up to you. But for tonight, I'll bring it all uniform since we're gearing it towards kids doing it, and not Kathleen. And you kind of have to be careful because now it's starting, the weight is really on this one, not on this bottom one. So we have to be kind of careful. It's called the Leaning Tower of Pisa right now. It's not enough to go across here yet, though you could. You could put a support back there. I think we should go one more layer here. Right there for that side doesn't look like it's sticking right now. These are super fun. Not all that difficult to do, but some kids might find it really challenging. And that's why I did it 3 different crafts. We did the crafts, we did the egg, and now we're doing the tomb. So if you have the kids do it as a group deal where they create the story, you are um, teaching them and to work together for one thing. God wants us to work together. So if you create the story, someone makes the cross, someone does the Easter egg to represent the tomb when the chick hatches, or however your church describes it. Um, those are all, working together is hard, friends. Not everybody can work together. Just us. I know lots of people can't work. And then there's some I just don't want to work together. You know. Now this one here is just supporting it for right now. It came unglued. What's going on with this one? But he's getting in trouble. And blacks get in trouble, guys. I yell at my blacks sometimes. Just want you to know. Now, keeping it simple, these should be pretty close in height. Now you could just glue right across and then you have kind of a triangle, you know. I think I'm going to go one more. I'm going to stick this one right here. I'm going to actually I'm just going to glue that one in there. I think it's going to need a support. We'll do this side first. I did the wrong side. So a support on that side. We gotta do it the right direction, right? And a support on this side. Really helpful. Let's grab a few more blocks here. Now this is all within 73 blocks. 73 of these. I haven't used them all. I got about 10 left. Maybe less. More. Excuse me. Wrong side. I'm so good at that. It's acting up here because it's wobbly. Same spot. Good thing I put that support there. Sometimes just have to let it sit. So I'm going to add a flat one here, right? Both sides here. Put together. Then I'm going to take my wood glue. Same thing. Fill in those little holes. Give it some support. My wood glue is just not very good wood glue. I'm really filling that in. That has a big gap. Hopefully it sticks. Now that didn't take too long to do. Now I'm going to lay it on its side. I'm simply going to use the rest of my blocks and I'm just going to fill it in across. Now we have to make sure we leave 2 blocks for inside the tomb. Maybe I'll go 3. Not that one, that's ugly. I tried to put the plain one on top. Let's see how high that goes. So that those 3 will be for the tomb. Now we're just going to close up the back of the tomb here. And I put it inside. Okay, guys? Don't do it like out here and start out here. Start where the first hole is. That way you don't see it. Suppose I didn't need no glue on that one. So there's my opening. You see it? And then these, I'm going to glue all 3 together. They're going to sit right here, of course, in the center. And then this side, we're going to, I don't know if I have enough to cover this without opening. We can use a piece of paper. See, that's looking nice, right? And I like to use my tag board, so that's what we're going to use. So let's glue these together. Clean one on top. One went crooked. Ah, terrible. Can't break it. So this is going to sit like inside the tomb. I'm going to see if I can break that one off. Oh, sure. Darn. We're going to go too high. I think 2 would be plenty. One's just going to look like, my favorite one is on. I saved it. Dang it. There it goes. See, you wait long enough and it unsticks. All right, maybe just one. That, that should work. So see, I have the one inside to represent the tomb. I have. Oh, I got something that works really well. Instead of the board, I use these coasters. They work really nice. These are just cardboard coasters. And I can go right back here. So I'm going to just lay it down and I'm just going to kind of trace it. We forgot to glue that in. Pen, pencil, somewhere around here. And I just kind of drew my line. I hope you can see that. It's kind of there. Not very fancy. Um, I like to use my pinking scissors that I cut everything with. Cut it off like that. Throw that away. Don't save it. I'm going to just glue that right onto there. That one needs to come back just a little bit. Now, will it be perfect? Nope. It'll be close enough. And then take whatever glue you want. Just go around your edges. Put some water in this or something. I bought this thing that thick. I think somebody bought it and returned it. Because it's like, so now you have the backing on, right? Looking good? Thumbs up, stars. Now we're going to make a circle. That's going to be the stone. So we're going to cut this into a circle. I'm going to just let that sit. And I need a circle, 3-inch. Oh, I used my 3-inch. That should work. And these are just basically tissue paper things. Um, Chocolate, I always use your stuff. I need my other scissors. I have a lot of tools, guys. It's just because some things my hands will hurt after a while, so I swap to make things easier for my hands. Kind of arthritis and dog abuse on my hands from grooming dogs all those years, and my hands hurt a lot. But we're all good. Yeah, that worked. I got a fairly decent circle. Now let's see if it fits. Let's see. Now you have the stone. To roll across, or you can glue it on semi-open. You see what I'm saying? And now you have the tomb. So we have to put the little bedding in it. I think one should be plenty high, don't you think? Or should I go up two? Take that hot glue off. Should I go up two or one? I think two would look better. One looks a little dark. Yeah, I think two looks more realistic. And then I like to take, you know, you can use linen. What else do I got here? You can, I'm just going to kind of like cut off a little triangle or square. Rectangle, that's the word I'm looking for. I was getting there. And I just kind of like scrunch it. Kind of. Let's cut that down a little bit. A little bit more. These scissors don't cut straight. Oh, stop it. Let's just kind of fold it like in a triangle. It'll still give the same kind of effect of his clothing wrap. You can, I hope you can see the clothing wrap in there. Not used to this camera. It's pretty cool. And then this you can either glue it on or have it here, and then you could figure out some way to slide it over. I really wouldn't know how you could do that without, maybe a piece of Velcro. for the first day, second day, third day. Move it over and just have a piece of Velcro here. So let's do that. I have Velcro. We just used it. Where did I put it? Or tacky. You can use tacky too. Tacky's cheaper. There you go. We'll just put that tacky right there. What way did it roll over? Went to the, gosh, someone told me they rolled it to the right, I believe. See, that tacky glue don't want to stick. Just gotta get forceful. So there you have it there. And then when you want to roll it open, just turn it, re-push it down, and you have it. I'm going to paint mine gray. I'm going to take this tacky off until it's painted. Gray. Black. Where's my white? Where's my brown go? Super cool ideas. You like that? Nice, isn't it? I'm going to make this a very light gray, so little drop. I'm just looking for my dishes. So I'll be here. That, well, it's a little more than a drop. I rewash out my bottles. They get clogged up sometimes, friends. Doing that will be plenty. Add a drop of gold in it. Metallic gold. Maybe I won't. There you go. It was a bigger drop than I wanted. Guys, I don't do anything by the books. I hope you know that by now. Move this over. Stir this all up. Where's that black? Make sure we get that black mixed in. We're making a rock color, so it's not going to be gold and it's not going to be black, I hope. The gold should help keep it a blonde gray. It makes beautiful gray. And that's my own mixture, friends. And of course, this is going to just sit and dry. Make sure I do the edges and the other side. Now, if you have napkins, gray napkins, you could just not chocolate tube, that's use napkins and Mod Podge it on. And if you don't know how to Mod Podge, just let me know. Guys, let me know what skills you want to learn. I do a lot of different things, and if I don't know how to do something and it sounds like really something we could all like to do, I will try to learn it and teach you at the same time. So if you have ideas, now we'll do woodworking here in the summer, so not worried about that. My brother's gonna help us with that. He said doesn't want me to destroy myself. So I did both sides of the roll of the stone. Now this ain't a very big stone, but you know it's the fact. It's what they think. Just set this right there, and then let's paint this. Now I'm gonna leave after I put my fingerprint on it. I'm gonna leave these brown, and I'm gonna leave that brown, but this part here I'm gonna do as gray. And on this part, I know it looks like wood, but hey, we gotta use a little imagination here. My corners. Leaving the outside looking gray. Rockish. You know, the tomb is not very beautiful, guys. Just FYI. And I always pray I never have to go to one, but I've been to many. Many funerals. Too many. It'd be nice if I had a different brush. Somehow I got my smallest brush in my hand, but it's working. And my black I used was glossy, so it might have a little gloss to it, and the metallic gold that's in there as well might make it a little bit um, see, it just kind of cleans up that wood look. Doesn't take long to paint. And I suggest you do the whole thing. You know, I'm going to do the back and everything. So, and then if you have a black ink pad or distressed ink, I usually wait till it's completely dry, and I call dirt marks. Just dry brush it. But that is how I do the tomb. And then we have the little egg to finish in just a second. I hope that was all helpful for all my Sunday school folks. Turn it this way, and I'm just going to paint the back. Now I'll save this paint because it's kind of a really nice gray I made. So making it look like a rock. Felt like my brush went into some. Just like what's there? They're just coasters that I used for the stone and the backing. It's just a coaster. They get wet and then they kind of warp and stuff like that, but this will be just fine. Super cute, right? We're going to dry it up a little bit. So, I'll touch it. I'm kind of good at touching things. So those in the wrong place. And then we have our egg to polish off. Super cool. Very helpful. Well, I'm glad it was helpful for somebody today. So out of the 73 jingle blocks, I still have 6 left. For $1.25, I made 3 crafts. Now, if you want, and I know it's probably not correct, but you could put one of those little tiny crosses on the back, or up on top, or maybe 3 as the heel, and then the tomb on that side. I don't have any crosses, so I can't show you that. Gonna dry this up. It's not quite dry, but we need to keep going. You got the idea of it, you know. So, like I was saying, this side is going to be the tomb. So, if you made a cross here and then maybe 2 smaller ones down here, then you would have the, Jesus and the 2 other people. Um, and then you can flip it around, put Jesus in the tomb. They rolled the stone over, and then on the 3rd day, of course, they rolled it back. Jesus there. So these have to dry a little bit more. So we're gonna swap places with this. Hope that worked out for you. I got a handy wipe. Don't want to wipe that on my pants. Gracious me, I didn't put my work smock on. And I'm getting filthy, and these are my work clothes for tomorrow. Guys, I can't believe I spent the whole day with Facebook. They couldn't fix nothing. I was so disappointed. And then he wanted me to write a review. I did. It wasn't very kind. They have on my account, on my basic account, friends, they have it almost disabled. So I get everything like 2 days late. Later than what, unless I catch you live. Your replays come like 2 days later, you other crafters. True, and even up to a week late. And it's really hard to be in a group, and when you're 2 to 3 days late. You're behind. I'm behind on everything because of it. So strange. Okay, so now we're going to take another brush. Um, oh, my ironing. Yes, I was going to iron and I didn't. Now I just water this. Let me grab a little water. A little more than I needed. And I go around and get the edges wet. And then I just kind of peel it. Very simple. You don't want to get it too wet. So I damp it off. You can even use and while it's wet, I go around the edges and I just kind of like move my finger on it, like so. It peels right off. And anything that doesn't, I just go back and re-peel it. It's a very old brush and it falls apart. And I use a lot of it just as a finger brush. Hot glue thing there is in my way. Let's see how fast and easy this is. I'm not using a sander. That might put too much pressure on my edges. So I don't want to do that, right? We got to keep it. And when it's single ply like this, it's very easy to do this. And you just scrape off whatever's at your edge. So friends, I also made a poll on Facebook. If you wouldn't mind, I had some people ask if I could do something a little bit different. And so if you wouldn't mind answering the poll of which way you think you could, what you think for a retreat, and let me know on that. It's a 3-day retreat. Today's almost done. But it's a poll, so it's not like you're not signing up for anything. I just want to know if you could go onto my page. Should be just before this one, actually. There you go. And that's how long that took. Now you go around your edges, blot it out. Make sure your edges are down. Now you can Mod Podge over that, or you can just leave it like so and put Happy Easter here. If you want to just do the wood side, it will look like that. You can put Happy Easter or Happy Spring, depending on where you are with that. I would go in and fill all these up with the wood glue. I didn't do that. So as you can see, you got little gaps and stuff from the wood glue. But this is very beautiful. I don't see any chicks on it. Maybe that is a chick. No, those are flowers. The chicks were on the outside. There's supposed to be little chickies on it. I just kind of putz with it and get all those little extra edges off. Once it's soaked a little bit, it makes it easy for you just to take your fingernail and go around the edges and get anything that maybe didn't come off the way you wanted it. We have this one. We have our tomb. get, get it to stay. And then we have our cross. Now the cross you can stain if you want, or you can have it just the way it is. And as you see, the wood glue dried in. That side's wood glued, this side is not. Sorry. There we go. Very nice, isn't it? I'm probably going to wood glue the other side as well because people touch stuff. But I hope you liked it. And this is the size of the cross that you get at the Dollar Tree. This is the Dollar Tree cross. This is my template. This is the cross. Super cool. Hope you like it. Thank you for those. Whoops. Now what did I do? Ah, I flipped my phone, guys. But they're super cool. And like I said, now you can Mod Podge on this. You can chalk couture on these. Um, whichever you would like to do, you can do that. I wish I had small little crosses, but I don't have those right now. I was going to pick some up and I forgot. Gosh, my pants just got so dirty from the napkin. But, you know, this doesn't quite look like an egg, but you could have, if someone's strong enough and they could cut that off, then you would have more of an egg. But you could add a bow on there, a bow on the top and a bow on the bottom. Let's see, do I have just plain ribbon? All colored ribbon. I don't. No ribbon here. Not the kind that we need anyway. But anyway, I hope you like this. This is super fun. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I will see you all later. You can do so much with Jingle Blocks. These are just 3 different ideas. This is like a Christian base. Um, my page is Christian base. I don't allow any bad stuff. So um, if I see bad stuff, I eliminate them. And if you see things that you don't, that is bad, that you think is bad on here, you let me know and I'll take care of it from there. But these are super, super cute and nice. It warped it all, but it did not, so that's cool. This came out real pretty. I wish I had some chalk couture topping on it. And then on your cross, if you still have them, you do have your heart that you could add a heart. I do it usually in purple on the outside and white on the inside, and I glue it on for Easter, but I leave the cross brown or natural. Or you can use a ribbon as well. That's how I do it, guys, and I still have blocks left over. Now, I want to just tell you, just because I have blocks left over doesn't mean you're going to. It doesn't mean you're going to have blocks left over. And everybody does things a little bit different. No matter how I teach you or how I show you, you might come out with a different result. So always remember that. You might see something. And it's just like a recipe. A recipe gives you the idea and you put it together. And if the recipe doesn't, it should all taste the same. But you know what? We've all had food that we thought we all followed the recipe, it should all be the same, and then you eat it and it's not. Crafting is the same way. It's never going to be the same. I wish this would dry. These take a little longer to dry because, excuse me, because of it being a cardboard paper. So, keep that in mind when you do a craft. Um, my my craft's going to be a bit different than yours. Yours is going to be different than the next one. You can be twins and still do it just that a little bit different. You might have the same thoughts, but that's just the way it is, and you should know that. I am going to do this little purple heart. We're going to do the inside first with purple. I mean white. Where's my fan brush? Have my white. I'll just show you how I do mine because I'm going to do it anyway. So you're going to just need a little bit of white, and you're going to go around the opening of your heart. And I go out kind of big, almost like a circle. I only do one side. Okay. So it's going to look like so. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to grab my purple. Little spot for purple. My little napkin here. I use my fan brush or your wand brush, whatever you like to call your brush. I call it all sorts of names. Wipe off my white. Get both sides. And then I'm going to just see how I'm doing that? Giving it a fuzzy inside and a purple outside. So it sounds. And again, this is how I do it. You can do yours any which way you want. Bring it in little by little, and then I slowly move that white out off the purple. Like so, right? Away. Then I take my little hearts. I like the red one. I need the third one. Need the third size. Right. Of course, this isn't dry. Glue on the outside of this heart. Now, if you can't get these at your Dollar Tree right now, which is probably true, um, go to the website or go to Amazon. Messed it up there a little bit. Typical. Just like so. And then I glue that right in the smack of the middle here. With whatever glue I can get out of my. And I'm just going to move it around a little bit just to make sure I have plenty in there. Pull off this hunk. It's still a little wet. Oh, messed it up, guys. I put purple right in the smack of that heart. Get that off. Well, it's homemade for sure, right? And it looks like that when it's completed. And that's how I do that. So there you go. All three are completed. Super fun, super cute. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you all tomorrow. I'm not sure if we'll have a sale tomorrow. I did want to do one today, but I was so frustrated with Facebook that I thought crafting would be better. Because I had enough, as they say. I gotta fix this. I probably messed this heart up a little bit, but kind of giving it a white. Bringing up my edge a little bit. I don't want all that white to be there. If you have little doves, that would be nice too. Just trying to fix my mess I just did. I'm sure none of you will do the messes I do. Anyway, it looks good. That's better. So I'm leaving now. Before I touch it again and I have a bigger mess. You know what I mean? I can just sit there. And all my paint, except for you. The cat disappeared. I lost the cat. So typical. Oh, there. I don't know why this one is clogged, but it is. Thank you, Della. Thank you, Jackie, for coming. Becky. Thank you, guys. Hi, Wayne. Thanks for coming. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Cynthia. Don't forget to sprinkle me out, friends, to everybody. We need to grow. We need to grow a lot. I'll come back to our messages when we're off. Hello, Sheila. Thank you for coming. And Tricia. Thank you, thank you. Anyone else? Did I miss anybody today? I know there was a few that jumped on earlier. Um, but we'll see y'all tomorrow. This was very fun. Hope you had a good time. And we'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure what we'll do tomorrow. Maybe we might do a sale. I might be done being mad at Facebook. Having issues, guys. And trying to make us grow. And the more I do, the less is it being accomplished. Um, that's just the way it is, I guess. Can't change what is. So Oh, good. So have a good night. We'll see you then. Thank you so much for everybody. I appreciate all of you coming. Thank you so much. Good night now. Well, maybe. Working? My mouse isn't working, guys. Now what do I do? Move my hand. Something's wrong with my mouse. What else can I do tonight? My thing doesn't want to shut off. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. Now I'll see y'all later. Thank you